This the NC beat. I got a freak elite like Pablo Pete. 980 and Neo folders where the Charlotte Leaks. 252 for the Greenville. Hat on blue for the Tar Heels. I can edge them on this paradox like crack foes, like the locks. We knock bolts and the knots. Now I know when he talks how I can't even announce my parents' script to reach the doc. Cause when this ball point to close, my mental travel hellish spots like astro projection. Cannot conjoint the two of us if there is no connection. But you can close section. The NCB, the NCB. The NCB, the NCB, whoa, whoa.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, I love you, Mr. Jackson, for real, I do.
I almost got away. If it wasn't for that goddamn Gerald Jackson and the NCB mob, I almost got away. Got to be more careful.
Yes, that's right. You got to be careful when you come around here to these NCB streets. I tell you every time you come, right. And I'm going to tell you again tonight, hoes, make sure you be careful when you come around here to these NCB streets. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in tonight. Shout out to William G. McCray of Obnoxious Television, who's going to be up here with us on tonight. We're a little tired, but we're going to get through this on tonight because the people need to know that Jakes need to stop. Him and his wife need to stop. Now, just a few days ago, girl, Sarita, we saw you over there. So that leg was hurting today, huh? I guess that leg was hurt. You couldn't get up out that seat. Was you at church today, girl? You could get up out that seat and shout for your husband today for the simple fact that he didn't jump off a bridge this week while everybody was, calling out his alleged tease. Now, we ain't gonna act like before y'all was saved that y'all hoes didn't know nothing about Sean Diddy Combs, professionally known as Diddy. Y'all knew what Diddy did. Y'all know that when people talk about them Hollywood parties, they talking about Sean Diddy Combs. Now, don't act like before you gave your life to the Lord that you was, you didn't know nothing about Diddy and you ain't know nothing about these allegations. So when we see the bishop pose with Diddy and Diddy got his head laid on the bed, I ain't never seen one of your members lay their head on your shoulder like that. What was uplifting to God about that? What was so godly about that? TD, Thomas, Dexter, Jakes, I guess y'all forget what God brought you from. You was in West Virginia at a small ass storefront, okay? And the kitchen was bigger than your motherfucking goddamn sanctuary. And God took you from there, put you in your car that had a hole in the motherfucking in the floorboard, and took you to Dallas, Texas, and you done forgot about Jesus. You done got so big that you thought because you black TD Jakes that you could go in your closet this morning and put on a red suit thinking you about to slide down somebody's chimney, and you ain't about to slide down nobody's chimney, sir. We want to know why the fuck is Tyrone telling William G. McCray III that you had a thong on with some peach cobbler in your hands and you was on a motorcycle, okay, that you bought Tyrone allegedly with your head down and your ass up. Look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, is he going to address the rumors? Because, see, you can't say that you ain't going to address something, but then turn around and address it. Bishop, you just called it a lie. You didn't want to get up there and say, and you know what? Let me tell you one thing about a person that's accused of crimes like Bishop T.D. Jakes is accused of. They ain't going to never say they did it, y'all. Okay? They ain't going to never say they did it. That's why a jury got to find them guilty of doing it, because they in denial. They know they did it. They know they was around this shit, and they ain't going to tell y'all. You know they ain't going to come out. He ain't going to come out there and say, I made a mistake, y'all. He ain't going to be like Eddie Long, because Eddie Long told us all, when Eddie Long said, I never said I was a perfect man, that told us that you was doing it because you didn't even deny it. You basically said, I did it, but I ain't say I was a perfect man. So Jace got up there today. He did some little move to you know, I don't know if he was calling, you know, Sarita back at home, you know, through them damn camel heads and ram horns they say they have at their table. Now, we don't know. Okay. We don't know. But what we do know is that a security guard, that your security guard, TD Jakes, done went to William with a story back in the day and said that you had a thong on. Now, I'm going to ask William tonight if he really mean, you know, it was a thong, or if you just, you know, if you had a wedgie. You know, we want to know. But we're going to talk about that on tonight. But first of all, let's go ahead and hear what the bishop had to say today at church in front of his people. Let me tell you something. He was sharp. He reminded me when you walk through the mall or you go to a big city, you walk through the outlet mall and you see them dummies that's in display. They plastic. They ain't got no brain. They ain't got no butt. You know, they ain't got no private area. They just plastic. They dumb. And they don't even know that a suit is being put on them. They don't even know that they standing in a window looking crazy as hell sometimes. Now, not all them dummies, not all them window dummies, not all them storefront born dummies, okay, look toe up and raggedy. But I just want to let you know that sometimes them dummies be looking clean as hell. Okay, just want y'all to know before I play this video what kind of dummy we dealing with.
Out of concern, some of you come in to hear what I'm going to say. All of you who expect me to address a lie, you can log off. I will not use this sacred day and this sacred pulpit to address a lie when I have a chance to preach a truth. I will stand straight up, head up, back straight, and preach the unadulterated, infallible word of God. Because that is what the pulpit is for. But there will be a time. So you can stop dragging people and arguing with people and fighting and just log off. All you do is just hit the button. Right there. Log off. There is no show here. In the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter number 1, verse number 21 through 23.
We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear no more of that. Now, let me tell you something. Make sure y'all send y'all $1 tonight. It's $1 to get in. I just want to let y'all know that it is $1 to get in tonight. You know, I know it's Christmas. I know y'all wrapping y'all gifts. Turn me up. Turn us up. Turn us all the way up. And because we don't know what we're going to say tonight. Now, people think they innocent and they ain't did nothing. And that, you know, they ain't did nothing. And that they so innocent, but we recording this stuff because soon the NCB gonna be visiting this case dealing with this boy Brandon Coleman, who is Cora Jake's former husband. Y'all know he was charged with messing with his adopted daughter. But the truth of the matter is, the man should not be in jail. And the case should have went to trial. Had it went to trial, or if the prosecutors would have seen the evidence, then, you know, wouldn't even be there. But I want to bring up William McCray. William.
Greetings.
Brother, listen, let me tell you something. I want to just thank you so much for everything that you have done in this blogging game, because don't nobody do it like you. Don't nobody get the tea like you do. We all thank you for the Cash App. Make sure y'all send William a cash app. Send that $1 to him as well. It's $1 to get it, $2 tonight. One to me, one to him. But I just want to say, a lot of times people try to take credit for stuff that they didn't, have a hand in or pave a way or it's like everything, a lot of these bloggers do or try to do, it comes from you. They like to take. And I just want to say that I just want to give you your flowers because you do a good job at what you do. You're a really good blogger. You're a really good journalist. You are always at the NBA games, the award shows, always, taking photos with celebrities. And one photo was Jake's security guard that you took a picture of, which is Mr. Tyrone. And he has a brother. They're from North Carolina, right? And one of them is security for
North Carolina B.
And one of them,
bless him.
and one of them are with Bishop Bloomer, his security, his church as well, right?
Right.
So let me ask you this, William. What did you think about Bishop T.D. Jake's speech? Because I felt like it was bull crap. I felt like it was these church folk has built his head up to make him believe or to make him feel like that he don't remember anything that has happened, if it is true that these things have happened. But I just feel like that he was a little cocky today. He wasn't really humble. He was just like, I'm T.D. Jakes, and I address what I want to address, and it ain't true. It's a lie, and I ain't going to address it, but there will come a time. And I think his time is now, William. What you think?
Well, I think that he, and greetings to everyone that is on.
William McCray III.
You did you tag me so that it'll come up so my people can?
Let me tag you right now.
So, I'm trying to figure out because that was a loaded question. So,
right. So, what did you think about his?
No. I know what you said. I'm just saying that it's loaded in so many elements and in so many different directions in which I can go with it. And so, but so let me respond in this manner.
Go ahead.
I have been covering predators.
Right.
Let me respond.
Go ahead. Right.
Sexual predators for quite some time. And so his response, his attitude, his posture, that was all indicative of a predator. That's all that was the response. He responded in a fashion in which I expected him to respond.
Right.
Took a very defensive, very arrogant approach that's going to come back to bite him.
Right.
See, I've never seen a predator respond and say, I apologize, even though that this may not be true, but I apologize that a gentleman of my stature would be accused of such a thing and to take the church through this dark cloud. That would have been a way to have responded to get the heart or win the hearts of the people.
Right.
But let me say this to Jackass Jakes.
Go ahead.
There's gonna come a day, just like he said, that you will respond.
Yeah.
Oh, the day is coming.
Oh, the day has arisen.
The day is coming that you're gonna respond, and it may be in a jumpsuit. It may be in a jumpsuit, and you may be in a room with no windows across the street from across from the desk of an unjust judge.
Ooh, my Lord, my Lord, they
So,
don't like this type
so
of preaching.
you gonna deal whether
Mm,
you want to or not.
right,
You gonna deal with this, or it's gonna deal with you.
right, right, right.
So, that's that's my position. I'll say this. 80%,
Mm-hmm.
and y'all not gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like this kind of teaching.
Come
But
on.
80% of Black men in the
Mm-hmm.
Pentecostal church has had a same-sex
Relation.
encounter.
Mm-hmm.
You have been touched, you have been kissed, somebody has rubbed your penis, somebody has rubbed your behind, you have
Mm-hmm.
performed fellatio on somebody, or somebody has performed fellatio on you. And
Right,
it's
right.
really unfortunate, but it's almost synonymous
Mm-hmm.
with saying that you saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost,
Mm-hmm.
to say that you have had some type of sexual encounter or experience
Right,
with a man or a person of the same sex.
right, right, right. Yeah.
So,
Mm.
and I know that you all hate to hear that, but
The truth
that's
is
the
the truth.
reality.
Thank you. It's the reality. And I'm so sick of these pastors on my timeline talking about I support Jakes and this. And it's okay if you support him. You can support who you want to support. But I feel like that with these allegations that has been leveled against him, and we don't know if it's to be true or not, how are you going to respond when it is true? Because we've
Well,
seen
that's the typical thing.
right.
They always come forward. You have to understand, being a preacher and being a pastor
Mhm.
is a fraternity. It's
Mhm.
an unwritten brotherhood.
Mhm.
So you quite naturally are going to stand. The Bible says.
Come
See,
on.
I don't want to bring in opinion.
Right.
I don't want to
Tell
approach
us what
this
the
from
Bible says.
nobody, from none of that. I'm going to approach it from the word. The Bible says that these type of things should not even be
Name the
named
months. Isha ba ba ba. Come
the
on.
brethren.
Come on.
See, you shouldn't have to say that I went to a P. Diddy party and I walked in and walked out. What was you doing? What was you doing walking in there?
Right.
Let not your good.
Be evil spoken of. Come
Oh,
on.
I don't hear nobody.
Hey, come on.
See,
Come on.
what's wrong with you, jackass Jakes, that a
Mm.
desire and a craving and a yearning to go and party?
Ooh. And I don't know why he thought he couldn't hide that big black ball ass shiny head, because we all saw him tipping in there.
So, what you partying for? See, that's what the Bible says. It says, when the Son of Man
Ooh.
comes, you're
Uh-huh.
gonna be eating and drinking and making merry.
Mm,
You're gonna be in the midst of your party, and then he's gonna come upon you suddenly.
mm.
Suddenly. See, this came upon, and so let me say this to your audience.
Go ahead.
I want you, those of you that are churchmen, I want you to understand, as we begin to cross over into 2024,
Right.
this is going to be a year and a time of exposure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Uh, this is going to be a time where the unthinkable, and we
Mm-hmm.
are already there,
Right. Right.
unimaginable things
Yeah.
that are not supposed to happen are happening.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So those of you that are not under the blood, heed this warning. The Bible says that warning comes before destruction. So heed this warning, because what you are getting, the veil was rent. The veil is going to be rent, and you're going to be exposed, and
Right.
he's going to take your clothes off. He's going to take your drawers down and in front of the world. And see, we started seeing this. I'll never forget.
Come on.
And I'm sorry for taking up so
Now
much
you
of
good.
your
Go
time.
ahead. It's after dark.
But
The real
I
after
will
dark.
never forget 2010.
Uh-oh. Tell us about it, William.
Gerald, as long as I live,
Yeah.
I will never forget when CNN picked up my story.
Oh, yeah.
And that ticker tape ran across the bottom of that screen about Eddie Long. I will never, and this is going to be that on steroids.
Right.
This is going to be Earl Polk. Right. With Cathedral of the Holy Spirit. See, y'all forget so quick.
Come on, William. Tell us.
His niece, Earl Polk's niece, took the stand and told the judge that she felt it was her God-given duty to allow her uncle to screw her.
Yeah.
That was how sick and how demented that she had become in her mind. That was how to the level of grooming.
Right.
When you can have people like where you from and where I'm from, when you can have people like Freddie Marshall have generational sex and children by the grandma got a baby by him, her daughter has a baby by him, and then that child has a baby by him.
Right. That's crazy.
So and he's yet in church and in the pulpit. He was in the pulpit today.
Oh, was he?
Operating over there in Winston. So you all have and slavery and church has did a job on us. So yes, I expect it to happen that way. We immediately go to protect the oppressor.
Right.
We immediately, and that was the thing with the boys, is that, how are we going to go up against this somebody with this kind of money? But Gerald, you have to understand, do you know that it was Brinks armored trucks
robbed
coming to New Birth twice on Sundays?
Oh no! Oh my God!
His money on 8 o'clock. The 8 o'clock service.
Yeah.
In Eddie's heyday was bringing in no less than 10 million.
Word. Wow.
That's to the extent and to the level that he had gotten, that his money, that they were coming in with the guns and the duffel bags, taking the money straight to the reserve bank.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's the level that Eddie was on. That was the level. He had the number to Air Force 1 and 2.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So, but the difference with him and with Jake's is Eddie gave a lot of money away and did a lot of good in the community, and they embraced and protected him to the best of their
And there's a
ability.
difference, right? And there's a difference.
And see, you don't see that. You have never. When have you heard? You're a black man. You're a young brother. Where can you pull up one of Jake's sermons and or a speech with him addressing police brutality?
I've never even really tried to look because
But it's so subtle.
we shouldn't have to look
You
because he
might
should
not
be
have
on the
even thought
forefront,
about it.
right?
He didn't say nothing about George
Yeah.
Floyd. He said absolutely nothing about the minister where the white girl walked in his apartment and shot and killed him in his own house, minding his own business, had got off work. That's the kind of situation. Jake's never said a word about Black Lives Matter. So it's going to be difficult for us to try to embrace him and to try to come to his defense.
Right.
Because theoretically what you have to understand is that you're attempting to defend someone that has never been there to defend you.
I've never seen him at a protest. I've never seen him lead one. I've never seen him
Million Man March.
Yeah, I've just never seen it.
It was terrible that you had faggot ass Eddie Long deter men from going to the Million Man March. I will never forget working for him. I will never forget the arrogant stance. I'll never forget that how you could enjoy sucking dick and eating ass and then do a march against homosexuality. See, you all forget. Y'all have very short
selective memory. No, they get
memory spans and just and you get selective amnesia.
Yeah.
He marched.
Right.
And that's the problem with a lot of DL and homosexual men, because they will secretly be partakers in something,
right,
and then openly
shame you and shun you. Yeah, that's what they do.
And at night they like Nicodemus.
Yeah. Oh.
They want to come to you by night, and I blame the faggots. I blame the faggots that are allowed. You're not in no relationship. I had this one raging homosexual that go to Paul Martin's church and was talking about, me and my man. And you don't have a man. You don't know his family. His family doesn't know you. You have stolen moments late at night.
Right.
With somebody coming over your house or you going over their house. And your body being used and you freak off. And that's it. And if you really get, that's the thing with Christian. I cannot get behind Christian Keys and this position that he's taking. No, you're cleverly, staging this so the person that is the target can release more money. Christian don't look like he did 20 years ago. You see that face is breaking.
Yeah.
That body ain't giving what he used to give.
He going
Oh,
through.
y'all don't like this kind of teaching.
He going through.
You don't like nobody that's gonna give this, that's gonna serve it back to you and put it in your face.
In your goddamn face.
He's breaking.
Yeah, he is.
Because it's always, this is the thing that hoes don't realize. It's always going to be a younger hoe. It's always going to be a better looking hoe. It's always going to be somebody that's going to have a bigger rounder behind. It's always going to be some level of competition. And then if you a bougie one like me, the stuff that you don't do sexually, there's going to be some people that's going to do that and then some.
Right. Exactly.
They going to lick and suck toes. They going to do whatever it takes. They going to do a train. They going to pull their clothes. No, Jones would like to strip you down and screw you in hotel rooms in front of people.
Ain't that a mess?
Shane Perry was so jealous of me because he could not get a connection with Noel, and he was mad that I had one.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I can call the roll. And see, that's what's going to be so bad about this with Jake's. It's going to be so intertwined and so interconnected, and so many people are going to be named and brought into the situation. And so that's when it's going to get bad, because when you start having those celebs turn on each other.
So let me ask you this: do you think that's what?
Go on, because I can go on all night.
Do you think what? I mean, do you think that?
Are they asking any questions?
Yeah, you should be able to pull it up on the side. They just reacting to what you're saying. But do you think that maybe all of this, or Jake's knew that this was about to come out, and that's why he gave the church to his daughter? I mean, what was the purpose of him doing that? I mean, what is your take on that?
What is my theory?
Yeah,
my theory is that this is the handiwork of God.
Okay, come on, explain to it.
And so let me expound and tell you what I mean. Jake's is being hit with multiple things and situations at one time.
Right.
Okay. Right. You lose your house.
Yeah.
First you lose your job.
Okay.
Right.
Come on.
You get laid off.
Yeah.
The average Black person can sustain about 3 months before you go into foreclosure. Then they coming with a tow truck and they jacking up your Bentley from the thing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a slow build.
Right.
What you have to realize is that multiple things are being compounded upon Jackass Jake's simultaneously.
Come on.
See, he hasn't addressed this situation with Cora. Okay. Cora is mentally ill, and she's a danger
to society,
to herself, and to anybody. Okay. That's one.
She's a liar. Period. She's a liar. Go ahead.
Then you have the situation with her now ex-husband, Brandon Coleman.
Yeah.
Okay. So that has to be pulled back, and that has to be dealt with and uncovered. Kenneth Ulmer, Faithful Central. Kenneth Ulmer lost the Great Western Forum when he went into negotiation and paid those families of those boys that was molested $250,000. That was the beginning of the end.
Right, right.
And so that those things, I think he sees, he knows, and he is preparing himself.
Right, right.
Or was preparing himself. Because see, the thing that's going to also happen is that he's going to have to give an account for, like Bishop Long, having these nonprofit organizations that for you boys, that it's
Only
nothing
boys.
more than a shadow for you to groom
Them.
See, ain't nobody just gonna pull your clothes off and screw you.
Right, right.
They have to work with your mind. They have to get you. They have to pull back layers upon layers, and it takes time for them to groom you and work you into the position, because you almost feel, if you've been a real victim, you almost feel obligated at some
Right,
point
right,
to
right.
give your predator some behind.
That's true.
It is.
So let me ask you this, William. And I know you've been covering Bishop Jakes for years. I mean, years. And let me say this, and I know you probably don't like me to say this all the time, but I still say it. You have been covering church drama and news for years. I'm talking about before anybody came and tried to do what you tried to do. And I know you've covered Jakes. And let me ask you, have you ever, we know he gay, okay, allegedly. But have you ever heard of anything about him messing with underage kids? Because in this rumor, in this TikTok video that's going around, the person is legend that there's a young boy who stated that, Jakes made him give him oral sex, and his family was paid off by Jakes, and he's trying to get a lawyer to sue Jakes. So, have you ever heard of any rumors about him messing with the kids or any underage children since you've been,
I'll be honest with you. I will be very honest and very
Yeah.
frank. I have never heard anything about pedophilia with
Okay.
him.
Right. Right.
I have not heard that. There was always the shadow of pedophilia with
Right.
Eddie Long, but I
Right.
never heard. I have to just be honest. I have never heard any element of pedophilia with Bishop Jakes.
Right.
What I am aware of is that that young guys were targeted. Let me tell you something about molestation. Predators don't seek out children that come from solid family backgrounds.
Right. Yeah. They
There's
want to misfit.
always some cracks. Some city mama's on crack, daddy's
The
on crack,
misfits.
one of your parents are incarcerated. There's always some level of breakdown, so
Right.
the enemy can come in and use that to
Yeah.
manipulate for their good. If you were in a solid family situation with your mama and daddy,
Yeah.
you and your brother and sister, y'all sitting around the dinner table as a family
Right.
and having a meal, mama and daddy still live together and together, it's highly unlikely that a sexual predator can penetrate a family unit that's solid like that.
Right.
These
Right.
guys that get molested are guys that are being raised by their grandparents, because their one of their parents is either incarcerated or strung out on drugs or
Yeah.
whatever the situation is that derails them from being able to, be a solid parent.
Right.
So, but
Absolutely.
I have never heard pedophilia. Um, I think that we forget things quickly.
Right.
When they locked the girl in that room at the Fort Worth church and they
Mm.
beat her up.
What?
You don't remember that? And she
What?
recorded it and she was coming public, and then all of a sudden she got a nice hunk and a chunk of money, and then
Right.
she went quiet.
Right.
So there's always been now the one thing about Jake's,
I said they remember that.
yeah, oh yeah, it happened. It certainly happened. Um, the one thing about Jake's is a great paymaster. He
Mm.
does not mind coming off of a hunk
Some
and a
money.
chunk of money
Right.
and do it rather quickly. He
Right.
nips it in the bud before it gets off the ground good.
And that's why he ain't never had no like allegation like this, because he's always, tried to
But
get ahead of
he, with the help of George Bloomer, has
it.
always been able to resolve it
So
before
Bloomer is
Bloomer
mm,
is the cleanup man.
ah, so he's
So you'll never see Bloomer and Jakes together. You'll never see Bloomer preach for Jakes. Bloomer is the call.
okay. So he the
Okay,
hit man.
he's the call. He is the Olivia Pope
Ah,
of the church.
okay. Okay. I see.
Okay,
I
so
see.
he's going to hit you up and proposition you as to what we need to do for this to be resolved, for this to
Go
go
away.
away.
Right. Wow. So let me ask you this. So we know, and I trust your reporting. Of course I do. Um,
I
we know he
appreciate
don't,
that.
yeah, we know he don't mess with the children. At least you don't know, and I know you would know, but he do mess with men. And I know one of his security guards had come to you. And I know you had did a video about Jake's, and you talked about the security guard right here, Mr. Tyrone. If y'all can see, this is Mr. Tyrone on the left, and that's William G. McCray III on the right. Fresh and clean, always fresh. Stay fresh, stay clean. God dog it. Okay.
You're so kind.
And so tell us about that. He came to you, and I just want to be clear. It wasn't no Jake's didn't have no wedge, was he? Did he have a wedge, or was it some thongs that he had on?
Well,
Tell us about that.
Tyrone was very frustrated, and this has been about 10 to 12 years ago.
Okay.
He was on the verge, or for the most part, the scenario that I have just named, he had been he had been pretty much ousted
Right.
by Jakes.
Okay.
And that's the thing about being a hoe. There's
You get out.
always going to be that piece that's younger than you. That's always going to be that one that can screw better than you. You know what I mean? It's always they're coming.
Yeah.
And so at that time, Jakes had largely cut him off. And so when you're not working and you
Right.
develop this level of lavish lifestyle, it's a shockwave. Everybody that's ever dealt with Diddy, that once Diddy has gotten rid of them, they've had nervous breakdowns.
Yeah.
You can go
You go from
Mace.
here. Yeah.
You can go down the line. Young Buck. You can just go down
All
the
of
road.
them.
Shine.
Yeah.
All of them have walked away from Sean Combs with some element or some level of mental and emotional breakdown.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, and like Derek Watkins, we went to Morehouse together and we were good friends. And so he said, I went from one day being on a yacht in Italy to the next day, you know, with trunks and suitcases of clothes back at Harriet Watkins' house
Right.
in my old room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
You know, and so that's a lot to process.
That is a lot to process. And I was telling somebody the other day, and I think I was talking to you about this, that I used to always be like, why do people wait so long to come out and to say that they were, sexually assaulted years ago? And with all of this stuff that's been going on with Diddy and then this stuff with Jake's, it's like when they start messing with them at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
Right,
16,
right.
it's about when they get to their 30s when they say, all right, I done fucked you out, I fucked you in, I don't want you no more, you go do what you want to do. And as soon as they get that leave, that sign to go, they go straight to a lawyer and say, I was raped in 1935 or 1992. But it's because they free now. They done let them go. Diddy done let them go. So it's like, I don't use you
But you
all
got
I
to get to
want.
the bottom line of it. It's
Mhm.
always goes back to the bag.
Right. Yeah. Right.
See, I have
Mm.
read, and then this is what you got to realize,
Right.
that first of all, you a man,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
And in Tyrone's case, I really don't believe that Tyrone was gay. I don't think
Mm.
Tyrone was born and just naturally had an affection
Right.
toward men.
Right.
Tyrone liked money,
Mm-hmm.
influence, and power, or being connected to those things.
Right. Yeah.
So this is the problem. And like I said, like you have said, I have dealt with this for years.
Yeah.
I have
For years. Of
interviewed
course.
countless numbers.
Yeah.
This is the problem. You reduce yourself to accept being used as a puppet by somebody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jake's is not even attractive. So you have reduced yourself to
He definitely
crawling
paying for it.
up on somebody that looks like Jake's back, or you understand what I'm saying? So then you don't want me no more.
Right. Right.
You you
You
you
told me to
you
the
you
side.
follow where I'm going? The
Yeah.
the audacity of the likes of you. And then let's just go on and get down with it. Let's go
Right.
on and get real. You know, he's probably put his face in Jake's behind on a many of
Mm.
occasion. Y'all forget Spencer LeGrand. Spencer LeGrand for his 18th birthday
Right.
was taken to Achaland, Switzerland,
Uh-huh.
and Eddie Long told him to take off his clothes, lay down on the bed, open on his stomach, open his legs, and he, for about 2 hours, ate his ass for
Stop
his
lying.
18th birthday.
William for 2 hours.
Yes.
Oh my word! You get your ass ate for 2 hours like that. Well, you ain't got no ass left. You ain't got no more ass to eat. You done ate for 2 hours. Damn.
That was his 18th birthday present.
I'm not trying to laugh because it's sad.
Orally, the clause in the lawsuit was he was orally sodomized.
Uh, mm.
Where do we get the word sodomy from? That comes the root word that comes from Sodom and Gomorrah. That means anal entry. Oral means mouth.
Right. Right.
That is stated in a public forum and court and legal documents.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing about it is, think about how resentful. I'll be frank with you. There have been times that I have been propositioned. And I can't believe I'm getting ready to say this, but I'm going to open up and be fully transparent.
Right.
Gerald, there are times that I have been propositioned, and I stood my ground, and for whatever my reasons were, I said no.
Right.
And I wish I had said yes.
Mm.
The anger, the vitriol, the vengeance of them coming after me, trying to make my life difficult. They're being intimidated that they allowed me to know this thing about them, and then I didn't participate, so it puts them in an awkward position. And it's some people that I would have rathered, hindsight being what it is, I would have rather closed my eyes, grit my teeth, and bared it.
Yeah.
And not have had to endure somebody trying to fight against me and destroy me.
Absolutely.
That had major money and access.
Right.
And I'll just be honest. And I want the women that claim all this sexual harassment stuff, be honest.
Be honest.
Your ass got a job that you didn't qualify for.
Right.
One of them is vice president right now.
Kamala.
It's a whole lot.
She ain't no woken in Joe Biden.
Be honest, Christian Keys, you're not that great of an actor.
Right.
That ass was good. That dick was good.
And we done with
you. Be honest and just say it. And people have a problem with that, and that's why they have such a problem with me, because I say it. I call it out. It is what it is.
You got to.
I say it straight up, and I say it unapologetically. A lot of people have benefit. Yes, it was terrible, Bill Cosby, if he did all of that. It's a terrible thing that he did. But how many women got access and got opportunities that they didn't deserve?
So let me ask you this.
I got parts and roles in movies because they slept with Harvey Weinstein that they shouldn't have got. You understand what I'm saying? And so, that becomes the unfair piece.
That's crazy.
That's what's
so who do you think that Christian Keys is talking about? They saying Jakes, and then they saying Tyler Perry, and then it was another person that I can't think of. Was it Lee Daniels? I don't think it was Lee Daniels. I know they said him, but it was another person name that
the thing that makes it easy is that he said that the guy was a billionaire. And so Lee Daniels is not a billionaire because he likes cocaine too much. So, and then now who I thought about that does low budget black movies, I thought about Devon Franklin.
But he a billionaire?
But he's not a billionaire, I don't think.
I think it's Tyler Perry because I've never seen, and I'm not saying he doesn't have any other movies out there. I've never seen him in any other movie than the Tyler Perry movies. And so when I saw it, I was like,
it took a while before you saw him in the movies. You remember he was still just one of the traveling stage play
Yeah,
actors
yeah. Oh, that is
and had
true.
not
That's
graduated to the level
the
of
movies.
being in one of Tyler's
Yeah,
movies.
that's absolutely right. I see him and I stand corrected. He was in a lot of plays, the stage plays.
He was in the stage
Yep.
plays,
And then
and then he
it was
started being in
in the movies.
the sitcoms,
Yeah.
the
Cause he played
Sister.
on the House of Pain. He played on the House of Pain, right? As the father of who
No,
was that?
that was Alan Payne.
Oh, they all look alike. I don't know.
That was Alan
So
Payne.
so when the security, can you tell us a little bit about what Tyrone told you when he came to you, or when I know it
Tyrone
was
flew me to Dallas.
oh
Tyrone flew me to Dallas, and it was a series, just like it is with you. It's a
right
series of conversations.
right right right
It's stolen moments. It's you know, they get to the point where they develop a relationship with you.
right
They share more and more. Now,
mm.
what I will say, Tyrone was very manipulative
Mm.
because
How was he manipulative?
I do these stories a lot, and a lot of times the men will low key come on.
Yeah.
See, everything is a tug and a war,
Mm-hmm.
and so um I'm coming to you because I want you to tell my story and I want you to expose
Right.
who I'm dealing with,
Yeah.
but I need to have something on you and some kind of leverage on you to feel
Mm.
comfortable with allowing you to have this level of access.
Information. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's not uncommon that these victims will approach you and kind of come at you sexually.
Right. Right.
It's a seducing spirit. It's a spirit
Yeah.
of the enemy. It's a spirit of delusion. It's a spirit of confusion. So
Mm-hmm.
then you getting, oh, you know,
Right.
Tyrone is chiseled, or at least at that time, like a Greek god.
Mm.
That's the best way. I mean, he's chocolate. He's bald headed. He's got that deep baritone voice. You know, everything is in place. He's got that yardstick that soft is at least 9.
I cannot stand you.
I'm just no. I'm
I
just
cannot stand
if
you.
we
Oh
if
my
we
gosh,
gonna
I
talk
cannot
about it,
stand
let's
you.
talk about it.
I mean, you take it for L. You try to slow down when you get to that part. You try
No,
to
but what
you
I'm
try
saying
to
is, if we gonna talk about it, we gonna
go
talk
ahead.
about
We gonna talk about it, but
that. He wasn't dealing with no 7 or 8. Somebody said, why wasn't Jamal mentioned? Jamal ain't got but 7 inches. You not in this. You not in this club.
he ain't in the race.
No, Jace is a size queen.
Ooh, I
They ain't
cannot.
calling him no power bottom for nothing. You coming at least, at minimum, you coming in with 9.
I don't know. I just can't see Jake's throwing that ass back.
Well,
I
a lot of
mean,
people can't. A lot of people can't
they say
see.
Joby Brady throw his back too. Cheryl Brady's. I saw her post about him too, talking about.
Cheryl Brady was going with his son-in-law.
She liked that BBC.
So it's a lot of time. It's a lot of people that you know
Mm-hmm.
you don't know them in that realm, so you can't see it, you can't imagine it. And I'm gonna
Right.
say, let me tell you something else that's our problem. We Black church people esteem our leaders too highly.
Yeah.
White folks call a pastor, oh, that's Pastor Mark, that's Pastor Gerald, That's Pastor William. You know, they keep it kind of real. We don't want, oh, Bishop this. We calling you Bishop in the morning at the restaurant. We calling you, you know, we
You a 24/7
esteem,
bishop.
yeah, we esteem our leaders, and I'm not saying that we're not supposed to respect them, and reverence them, but we
Yeah.
esteem them too highly.
Ah.
We enable them
Yeah.
to do the trifling stuff that they do.
Ooh. And don't correct them when they get called.
We condone
Yeah.
that type of behavior.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. That's crazy.
But that's real. That's the black church.
And that is the black church. And that is so sad.
Think
I wonder.
about your farmer pastors, Lisa
Yeah.
and Michael Claiborne.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody with that story, they defended Lisa. They defended Michael.
Mm-hmm. They did. They did. They
And they
did.
came out and they hated me.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they found out you was connected to it, they hated you.
Mm-hmm.
And so we continue. People defended Eddie Long. They defended him.
Yeah.
I never got what I wanted from that case. I
Mm.
never got to see Eddie walk out of New Birth with
And
handcuffs.
yeah. Well, at least
You
we
know,
have a chance to see
and
Jake.
BJ, Brenda Joyce, she was like, William, give it up.
Right.
Give it up. Let's just get paid. He's got DeKalb County too much on lock.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then we forget about it. We forget about Joseph Walker.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You talking about the tall, skinny, tall pastor, the one out, the tall, skinny pastor. And he out
I'm
there.
talking about Joseph Walker, that's the presiding bishop of Full Gospel.
Yeah,
Out
that's
of
what.
Nashville.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's him. Wait,
They
what the
had
hell?
the lady that was a college a professor and real estate agent. She was his madam, and she would pick women in the congregation that were vulnerable and that she felt would go for him having sex with them. And then he would have sex, just like, you know, one lady, he told her that he needed to have a meeting with her,
Yeah.
and he was in his office screwing her and getting off because your husband sitting on the other side of this door in the waiting room waiting on you, and I'm effing you on the other side of this door. You know, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's just sick and perverted.
Just disgusting.
But he paid a hunk and a chunk, and it went away, and he became the presiding bishop of Full Gospel. It happens all the time. It's continuous.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have people like Tyrone come to you, empty out, tell you all of this stuff. Then they'll block your number. They'll stop talking to you. They'll lie and ridicule and ostracize you because they got a nice size wire transfer into their checking account or into their and black folks, we don't have any integrity.
Mm-hmm.
We'll sell our soul for a little bit of change.
Oh, will. They don't stand on nothing. I hope 2024 they stand on business because the court's standing on business.
It's going to be a year of exposure.
It is. It is.
It's going to be a year of exposure. The things that you don't think would happen are happening.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that will shock you, you know, you're gonna find out it's gonna shock you.
So you saw the pictures that Tyrone showed you when he came to you with the story, because he was coming because he felt, like you said earlier, being pushed in the forefront, and him and Eddie Long, I'm not Eddie Long, but Jakes were allegedly in a intimate sexual relationship.
They were in a bromance.
They was in a bromance. And so I know you said that he had showed you pictures of Jake's in a thong and a peach cobbler. So he was holding a peach cobbler in a thong.
Well, to my understanding, behind closed doors, Jake's likes to cook. And that's one of the things that he does, or another level of entertainment for
Right.
his pieces, his men.
Right.
And so yes, we're talking Jake's, we're talking that I did not, you know, um he needed to present me some level of proof
Yeah, that's what we do.
that, you know, that this was for real,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And so um it was, you know, it was shocking. I remember when I got the pictures of Paula White getting screwed by Ron Gibson on the back of that plane in Virginia, and her titties was out. She didn't have no bra. That, you know, he had opened up her blouse.
What was she
And
putting?
that was so.
Was she performing?
No, you know, he had opened up her brows and her titties was on, and nipples
Oh,
was
somebody
going
said
out.
somebody got a question. I don't know if you want to answer this question. They said, why do you
Okay.
think Larry was defending Jason when all of the evidence has been laid out? I don't think we want to discuss her.
I don't know of. I don't. Now that he was saying Larry defended Jakes.
He said, why do you think Larry was defending Jace when all of the evidence has been laid out? Because
Well,
they wanted the same. I mean,
you have to look
allegedly.
at the relationship. You have to look at the relationship. So Larry pretty much, or when I wasn't moving fast enough
Right.
for Bernard,
Mm,
he went to Larry. And you have to remember, Jake's and Manasseh have a very close relationship.
right. They had a
So
bromance as well.
he's only going, no, because they both bottoms.
Oh, okay.
So,
Wow.
but he's only going to be, when you don't have integrity,
Mhm.
you only going to be able to go so far.
They
And
say he was
then
not defending Jace. They say he lying. They was not. He was not. They say he was not defending Jace. They say he said there's no proof he was reading the hell out of Jace weeks ago. Oh, child. But go
well, you
ahead
know,
with.
he calls him, you know, he tries to come up with a phrase for him like I have.
Yeah.
You know, with these, he's always going to face a complication with these kind of stories because his past ain't clean. So he's never going to really be able to fully, you know, dive all the way
Right.
in. Because, you know, he just ain't all the way clean.
Yeah. Wow.
You backed up from your desk and did something. I can't hear you.
I said, I don't know what's going on with this mic tonight. I was saying about the one the motorcycle Tyrone had got a motorcycle from Chase.
Yeah, a Harley.
He got a Hartley. And there was some, I know in your article that you wrote that you stated that Jake's was ass up, face down.
Right.
In the what are you talking about? Right. In the thongs, ass up, face down. And we don't know what a peach cobbler was at. We don't know if Tyrone put it in Jake's ass. And Sarita looked through the window like one of them Law and Order Special Victims Unit windows when they're interrogating the suspects. We don't know if Sarita was in there with that bad knee looking. I still want to know why William is doing what he's doing. I still want to know, Sarita, why didn't you hop up out that chair like you did last Sunday and shout this Sunday? Do anybody have any footage of her? Because that knee hurt. That knee is hurt. That knee is hurt.
Yeah. Well, she was a lesbian anyway.
Who, Sarita?
Yeah.
You know what? She do look like, she do give me a lesbian. She don't give me first lady.
She pursued him. He wasn't interested in her. She pursued him.
What?
I forget, there's a video. Excuse me. There's a video of her in one of those Woman Thou Art Loose sessions, and she goes into all of that.
Oh. So that wonder that, I mean, that kind of, that to me, that makes me believe the reason why. Because I was like, they said Jakes is gay, but he got a wife, and then that don't mean nothing though.
When is having a wife and having
don't mean it.
children?
Right.
You got stud dykes.
Yeah.
You got
And
studs that are harder, way harder than me.
Yeah.
That's done doo-dooed out whole children.
Not done doo-dooed out the kids.
Yeah, so, and then when people are younger and they're trying to get connected to society, they do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, and it's just
putting on a facade, a fake, a front, a fraud. They do all kind of stuff. So I don't know why you all want to act like, and that's the whole point of having children and a wife and having a partnership, is because that's the benefit of it. Let me be able to say, oh, he married. Oh, okay.
Right. That don't mean nothing. But to see that he ain't never pursued no woman, we ain't never heard of Jakes pursuing a woman. We never heard no woman stand up and say, "Oh yeah, he chased me down the New York subway." Like we ain't never, we ain't never heard that.
We gonna hear.
Oh yeah,
on here, and not many days hence.
And we're getting ready to collaborate on the story ourselves. So it's definitely some stuff that's going to be coming out. And that's why I tell Pastor, be careful what you put out on social media, who you support. I know a lot of you feel like you're not no fan, but you are a son, and that's okay. But let's see if you be a son when these things come out that these things are true and daddy ain't there no more. Like we gonna see, so be careful.
Or that he's not financially able to be.
Yeah. Absolutely. Because people like Bishop Jakes, they are manipulators. Preachers, period, can be manipulators because they like to take the word and they always like to victim shame or use it against the victim. And it's so crazy because y'all don't know who these people are outside of church. Even being an armor bearer and an adjutant of your leader, you're dealing with multiple personalities. You're dealing with the prophet who has mood swings, and you have to deal with who they are outside of church, snappy or whatever the case may be. And y'all think that they don't be having, or they don't sneak out the back door and be doing stuff. And so when people come out and say they did this to me, y'all be so quick to say, oh, y'all lying. Oh, that ain't happened. But you don't know what your pastor doing, outside of church. You only see his bald-headed ass walk from the back to the front and preach to y'all, every single day. But then when he leaves, he got all of these people that line up. Because I remember you said in your story about Daryl Patrick, he was mysteriously killed after he was kicked off Jake's plane and was sending T.D. Jakes messages, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they was going to the iPad in Texas where Sarita was. So what was it? What year was this when all this stuff, when he got kicked off the plane?
That was like 2018, 2019. That was,
because he died in 2022.
Yeah, that was like 18 or 19.
And don't nobody know how he died?
I never got the full gist of what happened to him.
That's interesting. But I do remember you saying that he was the fashion designer or wardrobe stylist for Jake's. But I was trying to understand, what is it, the style? All the pants, you could go get the same
Well,
pants,
the
city
thing
trends.
was that was an excuse. You know,
Mm,
it's just like how the adjutancy
right,
is used, and you know, you get an excuse to have this, you know, have this
right,
person up on you.
right, right, right. Wow.
You know,
So
so
Jake's is coming.
that's the cover up. You
Mm,
know, I'm a stylist,
yeah,
I'm a this, I'm an adjutant, I'm a that, because I've got to be able to present something in front of the people to give reason to, you know, you being up
yeah,
on me.
right. Yeah, that's understandable. Wow. You want to take a couple phone calls and see if anybody want to call in?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me
Let's
see.
go all the way there and, you know, deal with it.
Let's see if y'all want to call
Let's
in.
leave no bars held.
Yes. Give me one moment. Let me see. Let's see. Hear from y'all. We're gonna see if we can hear from y'all on tonight. Okay, let me put the number up here. Hold on. So yeah, you can call in. Give me one moment. I'm always late with this. If you want to call in, you can. The number is 919. Okay, I'm here. I don't know what happened. All right, so the number is 919-307-9002. If anybody would like to call in, I'm trying to get the thing so I can put it up here. Hold on, y'all. God damn. Can't see shit. What is it? Yeah.
He's so hilarious.
Okay. If you want to call in, you can 919-307-9002. If you want to call in, if you have a comment, question, if you don't, that's
Okay,
okay.
before we do
Yeah.
that, this is what I want to play.
Okay, hold on. Let me pause this. Go ahead.
This is only going to take 3 minutes.
Okay.
I wonder why is it?
Loading. I agree about Kristen Keys. He too old to be a victim. He just need to come on and just say who he is. All these coming online, he trying to get some money. He trying to get his bag up.
Mm-hmm.
He letting them know, if you don't call me tomorrow, thank you from Rayford and Red Springs. Okay, we're gonna let William play this.
I'm trying to get it. I don't know why it won't.
Disconnected from the thing. Anyway.
Let me see. Did it go to my? I tried to save it.
Thank you so much for your cash app tonight. Y'all make sure y'all shoot $1 to me and shoot $1 to William McCray. For
Well,
all
they
of our,
ain't saying nothing yet.
they ain't sent nothing. Y'all ain't sent nothing to William.
Not one dime.
Uh-uh. Come on, y'all. Let me
Uh-huh.
see you. Hold on. Let me see you. Let me see you. So come on, y'all. Y'all got to send something to the vlogs. Nah. I can't be giving. See, that's why we're gonna start putting this shit. I'm gonna start putting this shit behind a paywall. And then when that shit break, they're gonna be all want to come and sign and subscribe up. So when the people that come back there and subscribe and get all this damn good ass tea, y'all know y'all messy and nosy. Y'all know y'all need to Y'all need y'all mess once a week. What's the video? Maybe oh, I can pull that up over here. What's the? It's on TikTok. The wig still playing. I said I can't hear it. It froze. What's her name on TikTok? Somebody let me know. What's her name on TikTok, will you? We can't hear her. It keeps freezing. Somebody said, ask William about sex video with the pink dildo.
That's not me. I did a story. Let me go on and clarify this for whoever this person is.
Who is that? What is they asking?
Who said
they asking about a story you did?
No.
Daryl Moore.
There's not a story. There's not a story. And if you watch, you faggot, if you watch the video, you can see and you can look at the hands and know that it's not me. I did a story on Valon DeMarcus Lofton when his wife Portia at the Holy Convocation turned the key to their hotel room and she walked in on him screwing a boy that was supposed to have been their mutual friend out of Mount Calvary Holy Church.
Right.
As a way to attempt to try to discredit me, they put out a video claiming that it was me of a homosexual man with a pink dildo. And let me say this to you. Let me say this to you. What was the person's name? What's the ignorant nigga's name?
It said Daryl Moore, but I was thinking that they was saying they was asking you to speak about maybe a story.
I don't know if that's Daryl. I haven't heard from Daryl in quite some time.
That's what the name
I don't know if it's Daryl Moore or not.
You want me to tell him to call in?
Yeah.
Daryl, you want to call in? Daryl Moore, you want to call in? If I'm gay, bring my men to me. Bring my men to me. Have these men come forward and say that they have screwed me. Daryl Moore, you gonna come up or you want to come up or what?
Call in.
I'll test the number.
I don't believe that that's the real Daryl Moore. I believe that that's some foul-spirited homosexual that's using his name. I dare you. I dare you. Call in and bring proof. Gerald, go online. Well, I don't want your page to get shut down, but you can go online and you all can see and know that that's definitely not me. The man.
We ain't ready to promote that because whoever that person is, obviously they don't want to call in because they're scared, and that's how they do. They come in gangsters. They ain't about their life. They ain't about that. Like, I just didn't know. I was confused. I didn't know because I know a lot of people were asking questions. So
that is very old. that was put out by Verlon DeMarcus Lofton and oh God, I can't Dustin Clarity.
Wow, that's sad. You know, people
Well,
people
what happens is when they get exposed, they get mad and they want to retaliate. And then you have these demonic and sick homosexuals. See, that's the problem, that where that whole demographic, and that's part of the reason that I want no affiliation or no association with that community, because they're mean-spirited, they're evil. And instead of, if I am a faggot, I deserve to be celebrated because I'm the only guy that is standing in these football arenas and holding up. So where you are talking about me, your dumb ass should be celebrating me.
Right.
And my level of accomplishment. Have just gotten a call from the VP of Communications for the Warriors. Oh, William, I saw in your live that you're in town. You are approved to cover the next so many games or however long. Can't wait to see you. We need to do lunch and catch up.
Right.
Are you getting those kind of calls? You faggot. You nasty homosexual. Are you getting those kind of calls? Are you being invited? I don't hear nobody. I don't hear
You don't hear nobody. Where y'all at in the comments?
And let me say this to you. I got 5 niggas I can call right now that want to climb up on my back. I ain't got to use no dildo, and certainly not a pink one.
Not no pink toe. My God.
I could call Oren Pullins right now.
Where you finna make me go get now? You wait a minute. Wait a minute. Y'all know who Oren Pullins is? Wait, Oren Pullins. What you mean? You can call Oren Pullins?
I could call him. It's a number of them.
He's a runner. He's a track star.
I could call Bernard.
Bernard Jordan.
I could call Noel.
No, what? Not drunk Noel Jones. Hold on, William. Wait a minute. You going too fast for me. You mean to tell me that these men that you just named? I have been in
church all my life, and I've had a lot of experiences and encounters.
Right. What? Not Bernard Jordan. The phone line, that 1-800 prophet.
I got the job. I got the
1-800 prophet.
I got the job with Eddie Long in the Mist. Eddie Long had did Eric's wedding, and we were on at the church off of Wesley Chapel.
Yeah.
And I met him, and he sent for me before the wedding.
What?
And he was hard as Chinese arithmetic.
What y'all was riding in? What you was in?
I was in his office. He was at that time, he was still at the building where Cynthia Hale is now.
Cynthia Bailey?
Cynthia Hale.
Cynthia Hale.
Dr. Cynthia Hale.
Dr. Cynthia Hale. Oh, wow. What?
So I've had a lot of, I ain't no ugly boy. And I have, I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed. I've had a lot of encounters, and the Lord has kept me.
Yeah.
But the Lord kept me because I wanted to be kept. And that's why a lot of them hate me, because they allowed themselves to see to share that vulnerable state, and then when those acts was not responded to the way that they were. I just told you tonight that it was many instances that I wish I probably would have gone there.
Cause let me say this, cause I ain't trying to be messy, but because we going there tonight. But one point, it was something like Jamal was one of those people that was trying to come. Look at you, smile. Jamal Harrison Bryant. You've reported on Jamal and
Jamal was a very dear friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you.
Yeah.
But there's some stories that I did that if I had it to do all over again, they never would have saw the light of day. And that's one. That's one. And that was somebody that was powerful and connected that I would have rathered, cross those lines with, rather than have them in a position of, being intimidated, nervous, vindictive. It would have been easier just to have gone on and gave him some cake.
Because he wanted it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He wanted it. Ooh, woo. All them bastard babies he got, and it's just a mess. It's a mess. But they say he's doing good.
He's doing a good job. I think I think he has really vindicated himself.
Yeah.
And I think he's doing a good job with New Birth.
And let me say this. That's absolutely. Let me say this. One thing I respect about Jamal Bryant is, one, he was out. He's out in the streets when Black people are being killed unarmed and unjustifiably. And I respect him because he's also so quick to jump in to help. Even in what was it, in one city, what was last year? The water got bad somewhere. Was it Mississippi or somewhere down that way?
Mississippi.
And he sent 18-wheeler loads, truckloads of water down there. He always give back to the kids, free COVID shots. I mean, he always give back. So even
they
if
give out between 1,000 and 1,800 box meals a week. So he's hands on. And you just like I was saying before, you can't say those same things about Jakes.
Right. You cannot. You can't. You absolutely cannot. And that's one thing that I respect about Jamal. And I wanted to say that earlier, especially about the part with George Floyd. Like, he is out there in the streets. He's always talking and going live about stuff. But that's why
he's an activist.
Yeah, he's an activist, right?
And the thing that we forget about is the civil rights movement started in the Black church. So it in some ways it's synonymous. You can never point out that you have heard Jake's say anything. You don't have any account of that. Y'all don't have to stop on those cash apps. Y'all can continue.
Rico, we talking about Pastor Jamal Bryant. Yeah, Pastor Jamal Bryant. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. I'm just so interested to see, because one thing about the FBI, they gonna take their time, and
they gonna build their case.
Yeah, they're gonna build their case.
I want to say this to that person. I have nothing. You have nothing that I am ashamed of. I am proud of every story, every decision that I have made. Because what I will say is that Gerald, at that time, at that juncture, I was doing the best. I maneuvered. I am God darn it, Say the cuss words for me.
God damn it.
I am the
Woo. Yeah, I see.
HIT. I maneuvered
Right.
single-handedly. No, Gerald, no, catch
I
this.
hear you. Yeah, I'm
Because I'm
listening.
sick of it. I'm
Yeah.
sick of it. I'm sick of niggas coming for me and hating on me instead of congratulating and
Yeah.
celebrating me.
Yeah.
I maneuvered
Mm-hmm.
at 31 and 32 years old by myself a judgment,
Yeah.
a default judgment in the amount of $250,000 that was placed on my head. I maneuvered with my Morehouse brothers that were helping me to get that. Do you know how difficult it is to get a judge to vacate a judgment?
Mm-hmm. A silver one to that.
And Gerald, this is no disrespect. You my little brother, almost like a little son to me. I, love you dearly.
Yeah.
But you have had, run-ins with
The law.
the
Mm-hmm.
law, and you know firsthand.
Yeah.
For me, by myself,
Yeah.
for us to stay up until 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning doing discovery and reading legal briefs
Yeah. Absolutely.
to
All the
figure
time.
out and you know how
Mm-hmm.
difficult this is to figure
Yeah.
out a legal stance,
Yeah.
a legal precedent
Yeah.
where we could say in 1971 in Virginia and so versus such and such, the judge had to vacate the judgment,
Right.
and that is in line.
Right. Right.
Those circumstances are in line with Shaw versus
Yeah.
McCray.
Right. Right. Right.
That was hard as hell.
Yeah.
And the Lord allowed me to prevail.
Come on. Testify.
And then to have some foul-spirited, demonic, faggot, homosexual come on and try to insult. Nigga,
Yeah.
you not insulting me. You are telling and showing and giving me the opportunity to point in your face how great. Yeah, y'all say I'm arrogant. Y'all say I'm stuck up. This is why. Because your ass wouldn't have been smart enough to have been able to make it
So they
happen.
ain't gonna. They would never. Let
Your
me tell you
ass didn't
something.
have the
Huh.
relationship where Louise Patterson
Yeah.
would secretly pay an attorney
Yeah.
upwards of $5,000
Yeah.
because she called you her little buster and
Mm.
she didn't want you to be in trouble. You don't have those kind of
Come on.
relationships.
Come on.
You don't have a relationship where Carolyn and Andy Young have come down to Wright Street to get you out of, to tell them to get you out of the jail, and it wasn't nothing but a traffic ticket. You don't have those kind of
Come on.
relationships.
Come on.
You can't call Shirley Franklin on their personal cell phone.
Ooh.
So you praise the Lord, you faggot. You praise the Lord and you kiss my ass.
And on that note, thank y'all so much for tuning in on tonight. Will, you got anything else you want to say? Make sure y'all follow William G. McCray. Go ahead,
Yeah,
William.
you know what? I want y'all to follow me on all social media platforms. I'm Sir William. I really want you to subscribe to my blog. Is
Yeah.
Obnoxious Television spelled out .live, and the pardon me, and the podcast. I
Yeah,
really
I
would
was just
like
about
for
to say that. How do you what they need to see? Let me put your email.
they will pull me up. Go to Spotify and then pull me up
Okay.
on Spotify. But once it's out there, it goes to all podcast platforms.
Right. Well, okay, got you.
Yeah. So yeah, so definitely those of you that can, I appreciate the support. We can definitely use a little bit more. It's a challenge, Gerald. I got the studio.
Yes,
Um,
congratulations.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
got the studio, but I don't want to get evicted out of the studio.
yeah, right.
And so it's a lot to keep up.
Yeah,
We record our podcast there. We have other people that come in and rent
nice.
it out and record it, but it's difficult to keep a flow,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so it's a lot. It's a lot. It's just
It's a
like for
lot in our
you.
job. It's a lot.
It's I have about 6 employees that are on
Yeah,
1099.
it's a
I
lot.
have 2 producers, photographer, graphic
Yeah,
designer, and everybody wears multiple hats.
yeah. You got to
And
be
so,
afloat
but
around
we
here.
love what we do. I
Yeah,
don't even, I'm not even aware many times as hard as I'm working because I
right.
love it so much,
Yeah.
you know. And then my range is so broad, you all.
Mhm.
And I hate that I'm tooting my own horn, but
Do it.
you can go from
You got to
sports
pat your
to,
own self on the back sometimes. You can't wait for people to celebrate you. You got to celebrate your own self and remind yourself of what the Lord has done. Woo!
come on.
Yay!
You come on, don't make me get up in 2 step. But here you find range.
Mhm.
You find articles and coverage of the
Yeah.
YSL trial, and then
Yes.
you go to sports, and then you go to entertainment and the
Yeah.
gossip. So we are
Mhm.
broad and have I
Yeah.
have a range, and
Right.
I'm proud of that. And
Absolutely.
I'm proud that I am intelligent enough
Yeah.
to hold my own in
Come on. Yeah.
any arena. And
Yeah.
that deserves to be
Yeah.
celebrated rather than hated on,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
let me say that. Let me say this, William. I'm gonna say this. I really honestly believe that a lot of creators, we could really do something together. We can really do something together, but
I
so many.
could really show,
Yeah.
I could really teach a class. I could do a master class
Yeah.
and really show creators and bloggers how to make a legitimate business out of
Right.
what they do,
Yeah.
and show you the key things and the key elements that you need to have to be respected and get credentialed approved for the Grammys.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've done
Yeah.
the Grammys, I've done the Oscars. There's no major red carpet where I may not have gone every year, but that I haven't experienced.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to the Met Gala. It's no arena that
Mm-hmm.
you can name that I have not actually physically been there.
Right. Right.
And so
Merry
uh,
Christmas, y'all. Mm-hmm.
Kennedy Center honors, Met Galas. Um, I have had people sponsor. I had a rapper. I had Polo the Don sponsor one year my going to the and covering the Kennedy Center honors, and he was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
He wasn't even familiar, with that. I was there, the last great performance of Aretha Franklin
Yeah.
when she sang "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman" when she came out with the Russian sable coat.
Mm-hmm.
I was there. I've been in the presidential box at the Kennedy Center. I've been at the White House under 4 different presidents. And then you MFers want to come for me?
Mm.
I've been at the White House under Clinton, under George Walker Bush, Trump, and Barack Obama.
Got pictures with them all. We done seen them.
I was a contestant on The Apprentice. So stop it. my resume, I done forgot most stuff that I've done.
Look, they've done so much.
You know.
They be like that.
And then they want to hate and come on and say something about somebody with a pink dildo. Nigga, please. If it was me.
Why they be worried about? They always think everybody got the same kind of hands and they be trying to figure it out. Bitch, if you ain't seen no face, no case. How about that?
I sat across from the general board and the presiding bishop of the Church of God in Christ behind that picture and that video. And at one point in the meeting, when I really got sick and tired of being sick and tired, I stood up and I started unbuckling my pants and asked them, did they want to see my ass to see that that was not me?
Right.
Oh, son. Oh, I'm son now.
Right.
Bishop Blake, I'm son now. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
That's crazy. Thank you so much.
I could have spoke out in 2014 and changed that man's whole life.
But you chose to hold it in. They don't even know.
And the Lord is obligated to bless and reward me for it.
Sure is. And he will.
So anyway, those of you that, that are sending, I appreciate it. I need it. I need your support. Gerald and I, we cannot do this without you. We are Black media telling our own stories, telling the stuff that mainstream media is not going to cover. They're not going to address it. They're not going to touch it. And then when they do, they're gonna give you a watered down version of it. They're gonna approach it in a manner that's unright, unfair.
Yeah.
And we have to be on the front line.
Yeah, we do.
During Black Lives Matter, when Rashad Brooks, I was on the front line every day. I was standing across from the protesters with AK-47s and the police with batons and gas masks ready. I was on the line in between them.
Yeah, me too. I was in Raleigh for the George Floyd protest. Everybody, man, it was crazy. I would never forget 2020.
I never will. I covered every funeral. Yes. All three of those funerals.
Yeah.
I covered them. The Lord made a way. And I was physically there at every one. And y'all want to talk about a dildo picture that's not me?
And this is the thing, though. This is the thing. And I had to tell someone this on a private phone call. We are so different than them because we're actually journalists. We actually write news and publish news on a consistent basis. These are individuals who take what we write and talk about it and commentate on it. They're vloggers. These people don't know the ethic. The ethics
they don't give you the foundation. They don't give you a history.
They don't do none of that.
They don't give you the who, what, when, where, why. They don't give you that. And then they talking about stuff sitting up at their house and stuff and people that they will never be around.
Exactly.
And that they would never have a firsthand knowledge of.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not even worth being names being mentioned by me because they're not on my level.
Exactly.
They're not on my level. They haven't done and accomplished the things that I've accomplished.
That's a fact.
And so I'm never going to reduce myself.
Yeah.
I'm never going to come down off my white horse,
I'm going to slap the pole up every time I have a chance I get.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the the thing. And my mother and father are together. They're
Yeah.
still happily married.
Man.
I
Yeah.
haven't had to shake my ass in a thong on, on social
Come
media. I
on.
haven't had to bang a tambourine
Come
and
on.
kiss a boy in the mouth for clicks, likes, and views. I have been able to remain true to myself.
Yeah.
I'm not like Larry that have had child molestation allegations, staying in a convoluted house with
Mm-hmm.
all these different strange people
Man.
and
Yeah.
their children, you know, that's unexplainable. I haven't had that. I
Yeah.
haven't had any allegation. First of all, I don't like kids enough to be around them.
Yeah.
And I certainly ain't never even had
Yeah.
no allegation.
Never.
Never.
Never. Never. And
So
I don't understand, predators are something serious. And I want to say this because people act like I have collectively, we have exposed so many pastors who have went to jail for child molestation and messing with children. And the same people, these fans and these members, they get out there and say, my pastor don't do this, my pastor don't do that. But then when they get caught and they go to jail, y'all ain't nowhere to be found. Demiro Johnson got a whole child pregnant, used her as his spiritual daughter, lured her to his house along with her brother, lied to them and said that there was going to be more children coming to the church. Coming to the house because they was going to have a sleepover. The kids didn't even show up. When the brother falls asleep, he does his thing on the girl and gets her pregnant. Now he's in jail in High Point, North Carolina. And then when I was talking about it and when I interviewed the mom with you, everybody would say, oh, you lying. You just trying to take a story. I don't take no story, like you said, without a receipt. At least one receipt. And they had every
came
receipt.
down to Atlanta when he was running from
Yep.
them up there in North Carolina,
Yep.
and
Sure
then
did.
had another baby down here
Yep. And his baby mama set him up at the
and got
airport.
full-blown AIDS.
Oh, sure did. Baby mama set him up at the airport, and then she got up here acting like she ain't want nobody to know.
Like
It
she
wasn't.
was Alice in Wonderland.
Yes, it ain't about that. You did a good deed. You got a criminal and a molester and a rapist out of court. And then his thing to me, he called me and he wanted to do an interview, and I was like, well, I don't feel
For
comfortable
you to
doing
try
it.
to spin it.
He wanted to spin it, and
And
he
that's
wanted
what Larry does. Larry will do a
yeah,
lot of spinning
yeah,
and not necessarily lying, but not
right.
necessarily telling the
The
truth
truth.
to
Yeah,
to attempt to try to give this person an image and a level
yeah,
of grace that they
yeah.
don't deserve.
And with DeMiro, he's so dumb and delusional that his argument is that she kept coming on to me. And I'm like, it don't matter. That's a child. You are an adult.
Stefan Moulton got 20 years, and the
Yeah.
girl, the little whore,
Mhm.
stood on the stand and told the judge that she wanted him to F her
Yeah.
in that form, and he still
Mm.
that boy that was older and that white whore down there in Cobb County sucked all them black guys penises and they all ejaculated and pissed in her mouth. That boy still went to prison.
Mm-hmm.
So no, you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
And then do you know, I don't know about in North Carolina, but I know here in Georgia, they will not allow you to destroy the character of a child.
North Carolina,
So
that ain't.
you can know, like, if they are a bad student, if they act out, if they've had a lot of suspensions and stuff, all of that, that's not admissible.
Mm.
Your attorney cannot rip away. They can have problems with their parents. They could have, you know, um, uh, they could have been a runaway.
Yeah.
None of those things can you bring before the court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell him. Like, bro, he kept trying to say, but she wanted it. She kept coming on to me.
Well, what I heard,
Kyle, bro, you are the dope. You know better.
that the mother used her to keep from being evicted.
No, that wasn't true. That a lot of people was trying to say that was the case, but that wasn't the case. It wasn't the case. The situation was is that he had sex with her child, and they had already known each other because of her, getting an apartment with him or whatever, and all her kids was going to his church or whatever. I think her oldest son was like his armor bearer, what have you. But she had already been out of his house way before that this stuff even happened. You feel what I'm saying? So the house stuff, they had talked about that and discussed that, but anything else other than what DeMiro is trying to put out to make people believe is a lie. He had sex with this girl, this child, and he's in jail and he's going to prison for a lot of time, and he's going to be old and gray and won't be able to get up and fuck nobody else when he gets home, if he makes it home. But I don't see that happening.
Okay.
But I appreciate you, Willie, for coming on tonight. It's getting late.
So much, North Carolina.
Yes.
For having me.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it. I am there. I got to love you. It's Christmas Eve, and I didn't travel from one end of the country all the way to the other. So your little black butt got me on here. Don't tell him what I'm saying because I'm delusional.
I told her, I was like, let me try to get weird, baby, because I said we was tired.
To you.
Merry Christmas
I
to you
want
too,
you to have as much love, peace, joy, finances that your heart and hands can hold.
Thank you.
And again, I am so elated and so proud when I see you surpassing me, to carrying the torch, carrying the baton, and doing big and even better. I
appreciate that,
William.
Oh, thank you, William. Appreciate that. I love you, man. I love you.
It really makes me full because for so many years I know what it was like to be ostracized and be rejected and not have access, and to have millions of people paying attention, and 3 fans at the desk at Southwest and Atlanta, going crazy because I roll up to I mean, it's
a blessing.
And then it just blows my mind. So on that note, I'm gonna get off because I don't want to.
I appreciate you, William. I tell you all the time.
I appreciate you.
My people will tell you all the time. I give you your flowers, because you deserve them.
For that. I really do.
You deserve them. You have given me so much. Listen, I'm telling you, people don't even know this. I have called William so many times and have asked him questions about stuff, about stories, and about if I'm gonna get in trouble.
Whether you agree or not.
Yeah, whether I agree or not. And he has not one time charged me. He has not one time said, "Oh, this." He has willingly given me information when he could have, because we have our days. Look, we brothers have their days, but
that's right.
He has always helped me. He's never been jealous of me. He's never looked down upon me. He's always lifted me up. And I'm just the type of person that I don't forget people that help me. I don't forget them. So every opportunity, you always welcome over here, William. You already know. You always welcome to come over
vice
here.
Versa. Sunday Night Live, or when I'm doing my lives,
and we be busy.
The podcast, whatever. So you have an open door.
And we're busy. We may not talk every day. But when we do,
when you got a bond and you have a relationship, you don't have to.
Yeah, you have people that you friends with, and they start talking. Y'all start talking on for like a whole week or two, and then you don't hear from them. They get busy. Then when you talk to them, they think fell out. I'm like, what? We busy. Life goes on. We have different publications. You know, we have different things going on. You're
and it's
flying.
a lot to stay on top with in this.
Yeah.
Industry. You know, it's something going on right now. The Dixie Chicks girl died. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, it ain't never a dull moment. So
have you heard about the cruise, the 9-month cruise? With the, I believe it's what is the celebrity cruise? They said it's getting real wild on there. You ain't heard about that? They on the cruise out there.
Oh, on the celebrity ship, yeah. You know, they did that. They had that big fight and stuff on there. Yeah, I've heard different things.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be covering that because they say it's going down over there on that 9-month cruise. So thank you so much for coming on, William. I love you.
Thank you for having me. Love and appreciate you. And again, have a merry
you too.
Christmas.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Good night. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in on tonight. That was the Sir William G. McCray. When I tell y'all, let me tell y'all something. They have tried to take that man down because of how he has put these pastors on blast for so long, but it don't work. It doesn't work. It never will work. And, you know, y'all just need to stop because, you know, if you stop doing this shit, we want to talk about this shit. But, you know, you hoes going to keep on doing this shit and we're going to keep on talking about this shit. All right. And we ain't going no motherfucking well. We gonna drag you. You can drag us, but just best believe, bitch, they gonna hear us louder than they hear you. Okay. Now we don't. Thank y'all for tuning in to the NCP. Y'all have a good night. And since it's Christmas, y'all might as well go ahead and just, you know, dance a little bit. You know, go on and wrap them little bit of presents that you got left for the children. Because I know a lot of you parents. You know, mama and dad's gonna be sliding down the motherfucking chimney. Y'all say, no, G, I'm gonna just walk from my bedroom to the living room and put these presents under the damn tree. Good night, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. I really appreciate y'all. Have a good night. And I guess I'm gonna take y'all out with this good. Good night. The baddest blogger, bitch. Yeah. The baddest blogger, bitch. Yeah. The baddest blogger, bitch. Bliss did another one. Pussy stay stacking, ass stay clapping, hair done, nails done, a pussy stay trapping. Pussy stay smacking, ass stay clapping, hair done, nails done, a pussy stay happy. If your pussy hood, pussy good, I got hood wood. Make that pussy walk, pussy talk, make this dick ski. Let me see you walk like you got some wet gushy shit. Long hair, don't care, yeah, shawty real thick. Cute face, thick waist, and she all up in my face. I'ma bust her down, eat her up like a Reese cup. I'ma fuck, I'ma nut, all in her fucking mouth. Don't be scared, give me head and I'ma throw this fucking bread. What you do? Where you see the baddest blogger coming through? Shawty bad, got an ass and a BBL too. Shawty bad, got an ass and an attitude too. Mouth wet, tongue wet, shawty what the head do? If you choose me, cause I'ma choose you too. Chew you, lick you, and let you have this dick too. I'ma fuck you all night and you gon' fuck me too. Suck me, love me like I wanna love you. Spit in it, dick in it, yeah. Take my time in it, tongue in it, thumb in it, yeah. I'ma come in it, lay low, fucked her on the low. She made me drive a boat. Her friend scared, she don't want no head. All she want is bread. Took her to the flow, fucked her in a boat. Let her know, had to let her know her head game good. I want some more. Pussy good, pussy hot, pussy wetter than a mop. Shawty jumped on the dick and rode the dick to the top. She ain't stop, don't stop. Damn, she come the whole lot. She ain't coming for the clout. We dick them down in the south. Put my dick in her mouth. She don't like when I pull out. Shawty ass real fast. She say my dick her only snack. Pussy stay smacking, ass stay clapping, hair done, nails done, a pussy stay trapping. Pussy stay smacking, ass stay clapping, hair done, nails done, a pussy stay happy. If your pussy hood, pussy good, I got hood wood. Make that pussy walk, pussy talk, make this dick ski. Let me see you walk like you got some wet gushy shit. Long hair, don't care, yeah, shawty real thick. Cute face, thick waist, and she all up in my face. I'ma bust her down, eat her up like a Reese cup. I'ma fuck, I'ma nut, all in her fucking mouth. Don't be scared, give me head and I'ma throw this fucking bread. Bitch.